Hi, folks. I don't know if you've ever wanted to write a book, but the whole process was a mystery to me. I thought that you did the hard work of putting your thoughts down on paper and you would submit your manuscript, and then ta da, you'd have a book. It would be as simple as that. But the process from completing your manuscript to actually putting a book out into the world has been so surprising to me. So, for example, I worked with a cover designer to come up with a cover, and she had so many questions for me, like what are my favorite colors, what fonts do I like, what images or visuals come to mind that sort of are the essence or the heart of the book. And she gave me a couple of initial drafts or designs for the book, and I actually ran a survey, and I had hundreds of people comment on which cover they liked and why they liked it. So it was so interesting to me what resonated with people and what didn't. This is one of those initial designs. It's pretty corporate looking. My favorite colors are orange, navy blue, and green, so you can see the oranges here. I talked a lot about the idea of this book being like standing in the fire as a leader, but also the other image that came to mind was sitting around a campfire, right? The connection and relationship and deep listening to each other's stories that could happen when we sit in circles and are warmed by the relationships that we have and the conversations that we have. So this first book is pretty simple. It's a little bit corporate. This first design, it's a little bit corporate. The second design had some orange in it. You see it's got the orange spine, and it's got a bit of a new agey thing on the front and that sort of diamondy shape and with some flames in it. So kind of like a campfire, but it's a bit dark. And the third design was a variation on that second design, only all darker colors, not really navy blue, more kind of black, but it did have that flame on it. I got hundreds of comments in the survey. Some people really liked the clean look of the first design. Some people thought the diamond shape was a little too new agey. And so I had to really step back and think, who am I authentically? What do I want to project with this book? I'm not really corporate. So I didn't want to put out a business book like, if you took an MBA, this would be the leadership techniques you would need. It's also not a book about, I'm a great leader. Here's how you can be a great leader too. It's a book about stories of heartache and tragedy and conflict and disconnection and polarization and failure and some humor thrown in, and the lessons and insights from those. So it's a pretty vulnerable, raw, pretty open book. And then it's sort of like, if you want to be really authentic, if you want to try to lead in new ways in order to achieve different results, then maybe this is the book for you. But it's pretty vulnerable. So I didn't want it to look corporate. So I took all the comments that I had received. I thought really hard about all of them. And then I went back to, actually, I love color. I love the brightness of orange. I love navy blue. I love that campfire image. And so maybe it's not a businessy book, but it is a book that reflects me. And for a first book, I thought that was really important. So here's what the cover looks like: leading together, how brave, honest conversations can transform our lives, organizations, and communities, coming your way on November 17th. Thanks for listening.